Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to talk about robots. Doubtless, technology has a potential and increase, and within the creation of robots. But one question that the experts have asked is, will robots reduce or increase human employment opportunities? We are completely sure that the opportunities will increase. An expert on the subject assures that the automation means greater growth in productivity, which is crucial for greater well-being.
Well, most of the time, robots are generally used in the most difficult, dangerous, and monotonous applications. These are things that robots are better than humans.
Even if the use of machines means less demand for labor to produce a particular good, the need for humans does not go away. Humans will still have to operate and repair machines and perform ancillary tasks that machines don't.
In the 19th century, as industrialization gave rise, many people went into panic and crisis, believing that jobs would collapse and there would be a global crash. Instead, companies began to create new jobs. The work week was shorter and therefore there was an employment increase. Nowadays, people hold the opinion that robots will replace humans in the future. On the other hand, other people have conflict with robots because they can do many jobs that humans do today because they only repeat the same task all the time and have no ability to think or to create new knowledge.
In recent years, manufacturers have programmed robots in one of three ways: sequential programming using an interface, kinematic manipulation, and offline programming. Advances in interfaces have attempted to make robot programming more intuitive. With kinematic manipulation, the situation becomes a bit easier, with the operator physically positioning the robot and recording the position. From that, the path is developed, although the program needs to take into account the speed and mechanically limitation of the robot. Offline programming and simulation can save programming time in the shop, but operators spend more time validating, reweighting, and tweaking the program to account for difference between the simulated world and the real world. And it is extremely difficult for a robot to understand all the difference between the real world and the simulated world. No matter how much technology advances, a robot will never be able to acquire all the skills that a human being can have. Almost all human jobs require us to perform a combination of the following four basic types of tasks: manual repetitive, manual non-repetitive, cognitive repetitive, and cognitive non-repetitive. There are a number of jobs that will be exceptionally difficult for a robot to carry out due to their subjectivity. Each of the following jobs require a unique combination of human institution, reasoning, empathy, and emotion, so it will be really difficult to train on all a robot system. The common factor, as we see, is humanity. For example, in politics, you can imagine political robots. Politics without human beings seems unlikely at the moment. Will the machines need politics? In the short term, it is not a concept that we see viable. For the moment, humans will be the ones on the political sense of the society of the future. Another example, psychologists. Again, we come to the same point of subjectivity. Mental health experts like psychologists or psychiatrists are impossible to replace. No matter how competent a robot is, it will never have the subjectivity that the human beings have.
Well, another example will be event planners. Event planners have to coordinate and negotiate with vendors, contractors, and freelancers to make things come together. And the organizational and people skills involved will make this an impossible role to automate.
The motivation to replace humans with machines is to produce the good or service in a more profitable way. More efficient production means, in a way, higher income and therefore higher demand. as workers demand their fair share of total earnings. Higher productivity and also typically means higher wages. In the long run, in competitive markets, the prices of the goods or service produced more effectively will fall and households will benefit from higher real incomes. Part of that will be used for goods that will be cheaper and will be offset the effect of employment in that sector. Furthermore, most of the increased income will normally be used for other products or services, which will increase the demand of labor in other sectors.
Well, in conclusion, new technologies are scary for most of the people, but generally they bring progress and good things for humans. Robots are part of the reality that we live in and are being used to make long-lasting products at an affordable price. Long-lasting products have a role to play in the sustainability of the human race. On the other hand, we conclude that robots bring lots of benefits to humanity, but they will never replace humans since they cannot think, they cannot create knowledge, and they can only repeat the same task over and over again because they are programmed to do so.